Hello, Zila. My name
Hi,
is
Mercy.
Mercy. My name is Mercy Nabirie, and I'm here with one of the tribe members of Kalma Arts. Obviously, we work with organizations and individuals who are creative to raise profiles of the artists and the art forms to connect and to make meaningful exchange across the globe. And so I am delighted to have Zela Gayle, who I've known for quite a number of years in several platforms, at several platforms. And now she's a tribe member. She's a member of the Hub at Kalma'ad. So welcome, Zela.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, good to be here. I'm here
Yes,
in Ghana.
you're in Ghana right now.
And yes,
So
yes.
tell us how
I
you
just
have
had a
come
night.
to be. Tell us how you've come to be in Ghana.
Oh, wow. So where do you start? Well, right. So since moving to the continent of Africa, I decided 12 years ago that I really wanted to, try out working on the continent and have so much to offer. I started teaching dance in Ethiopia, and I went one summer just, for jobs, interviews, and whether it was a university, college, schools, a lot of international schools, they all wanted dance, modern dance. That was the big gap there. That was
Mm,
what's missing in
mm.
Ethiopia, generally on the continent, which is the year 2000 in Ethiopia. So, big Millennium
Ah,
celebration, yes. And I was doing a solo dance performance,
yeah,
yeah, my reggae contemporary dance piece.
yeah.
And yeah, they love reggae. Reggae music is so popular here, you know, on the continent
There's a
generally.
historical
Yes,
element of that in
yes, they love
Ethiopia, isn't it?
Ethiopia, Bob Marley. They love Bob Marley reggae, that really slow reggae beat.
Mm, mm.
And that was really good for me. Nobody's ever seen anything like that performing. I was actually performing, yeah, dance pieces to Bob Marley music.
Wow.
um, contemporary dance. But even prior to that, I was doing a tour um, in the UK on that same dance piece.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was part of the big mission,
Ah, the big
and
mission which happened
that's right.
with Adad and the
That's right.
state of emergency, isn't it?
That's right. State of emergency. Yes, and so that was the 2008 performance I did there. Yeah, and then since then, I wanted to take that work and see, it was definitely about celebrating the joys of, African dance, and so yeah, that was the appropriate um, piece to launch. So yeah, so that was the performance, and then that from having a nice, everyone was so positive and encouraging. I thought, wow, this vibe is just, and everybody really loves what I do, so I
Yes.
should try, and try and get a job in one of the universities or colleges and
Yes.
schools. And
Mm.
yeah, everyone was so, enthusiastic, and they wanted modern dance. They've never had, many dance teachers. So it's a wealth of sharing, you know,
Sharing the
from
talent
that.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
skills that
from
you have along
all,
the way.
yeah,
So,
reeling off all the
yes. Well,
dance styles that I know.
well, I'm gonna take you back a bit because I knew you from when I was working as director for the Association of Dance of the African Diaspora. And you were one of the
Yes,
trailblazers because there was a trailblazers program for a fellowship program for professional development, trying to raise the profile and
yes,
awareness of dance of the African diaspora or dance that is rooted um, in Africa. Tell me a little bit about how you became a trailblazer for the Association of Dance of the African Diaspora and what that experience brought to you and how you think it it is now impacting on what you're doing. It impacted on what you decided to do.
Okay, so that Trailblazer was 2005. That was way back.
Wow.
But no, yeah, it was really, I think, the time where I was launching my career now as a professional dancer, and I wanted to focus on Afro-Cuban dance and wanted to bring that dance style to the UK amongst youth companies, and yeah, it was a great experience. But I felt also that at the time, young people were not so interested in traditional, dance styles outside of Black History Month.
Mm.
It wasn't what they wanted. So in the end, I felt that it would definitely be more impactful on the continent, teaching this style. And so, that was one of my first things, that I wanted to be in a place where, that appreciation would come naturally. And also, I didn't have to wait till Black History Month to be teaching
October.
this style. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
Afro-Cuban was the folklore. I was focusing on the folklore side of, that style, the techniques.
Yes.
So I was given, the Trailblazer, fellowship helped me to travel to Cuba, and had the teaching experience of how to teach this style, learning the dance techniques, Cuban contemporary as well. And yeah, it really, that's one of the styles that I felt that, I was able to teach while I was in Ethiopia. I was even teaching it in some of the gyms, as a
Wow.
class, yeah. And then also with the students in the school, the international school. Yeah, and then, I could show them also performances of that style,
Right.
from the like the YouTube and certain channels. But yeah, I think definitely, as I said, I felt like I was able to use my experience more, being here in
If you,
Africa,
yeah.
performing, performing the dance, teaching, and even now, there's a company here trying to set up a youth ballet dance company here in Ghana, and they
Wow.
want a contemporary dance teacher that has this kind of Cuban technique,
Oh,
So
so you
yeah,
have that.
so that it's come back to full circle to say yes, this is my experience, and
Experience.
you know, yeah, I
So
can teach this. But yeah.
let me ask you, how did you then move from Ethiopia and then transition to Ghana? And what are the sort of, if anyone wanted to kind of move to the different countries, in fact, before you even moved into to Ghana, what are the other areas that or other countries that you worked in, and what the what are the pros and cons or differences, the challenges? I'm sure everybody would like to come back, but there's a few things that you
Yeah,
have to bear in mind. So tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. Okay, so when I first got to Ethiopia, I stayed for a year, right? A straight year. Then went back to the UK. But then there was a program here in Ghana, Accra, at the University of Legon,
Yeah.
and it was just a 10 days, collaborating with dancers at the university, dancers from the UCLA in California, and yeah, it was good to be here and mixing with the community of traditional dancers here, and everybody was so open and welcoming to you, coming to learn their dance, maybe in a community
Yes.
dance group. so yeah, I generally found that there's a lot of dance here in Ghana, and I thought, wow, this is so much.
Wow.
Compared to Ethiopia, it was hard to at first be appreciated as a teacher in, like, say, the gyms. There wasn't, it's not that many dance companies like you see in Ghana. You have some community dance company. They would have a space where everybody, goes and learn dance. In Ethiopia, you will more find the space in the gym where you can go and use their aerobic studio, and you can come up with a class that you want to teach
Yeah.
in that environment. So outside of there are some companies actually, but there was one main contemporary dance company, and they're located at the National Theatre of Ethiopia. And outside of that, it would have been really hard to find, like your local dance. It was just non-existent.
Yes.
So me, I would have to be the one coming there and create, that space, the
Start
platform.
afresh.
Yeah. And the thing is that a lot of aspiring dancers, they would have, a lot of dancers that they learn from watching music videos, they learn from watching, YouTube channels how to dance.
Yes.
But then there's a lot of dancers who crave for the contemporary and the modern dance. So they rely on people who maybe have come there on holiday, and teach them, share in the workshop, and that's how they build up their skills over the time. So I came across a lot of dancers like this, and I decided that I wanted to, get these dancers together and have a dance group. And so we were based in the gym, using the dance studio, the
Yes.
aerobic studio in a gym. And most times also you find that ballet dance would be popular for children. So we use like a, ballet dance studio gym. So, anything that you're starting new as well, like maybe you've got a new, like I had my Reggae-Robics is a new style.
Yes.
It takes a while. It takes some time for people to warm up to the idea.
Exactly.
They want to come and have a taster session, but to get commitment from people, it's like, oh, they're just gonna go back to what they're used to. They're not
Yes.
really so willing to try new things and new styles in
Mm.
Ethiopia. So, but
Mm.
then I traveled to Kenya.
Yes.
It was like 2018,
Yes.
and had some work to give reggae aerobic class in dance studios. Um, what was the other place? Yeah, there's some dance centers there in Nairobi, and
Yes.
people are so much different there. I would go on a TV interview one
Wow.
day.
Oh, I remember we
I
had
had
a conversation
yes,
during that time.
yes,
And was it
yes,
Sarah Kuala, and they have
that's
the
right.
Go Down Center as
Yes,
well in Kenya?
right. Yes, at the art center there.
Yes.
And so I had some TV interviews set up, radio interviews, and when
Wow.
people listen to your interview, they tune in and they're there the next day. They give them the information. Oh, the
Wow.
classes. Yeah, I was just like, wow, this is really good. I really love reggae aerobics there. There's a lot of enthusiastic reggae. They're more into the dance hall as well, but they're into
Yeah.
anything reggae, anything dance hall, anything
Wow.
new. They're up and they can take it and run with that idea the minute
Wow.
they hear. So
Yeah.
in Kenya, it's like complete opposite. I feel to you know
To Ethiopia as
Ethiopia.
well.
So
Now,
yeah,
let me
I was
ask
really
you a
surprised.
question. Ask a
Mm.
question about the reggae aerobics. How did you come to uh create that reggae aerobics? Is it to do with the fact that you were athletic as well, and also with dance, or is it something that came as you were working in the gyms? How did you get
Yeah.
to really structure that and create that technique?
So when I was in Ethiopia, Ethiopia, you know, I think I was doing a part-time at a school,
Yes.
teaching in the international school. And, you know, one of my dance mentors in the UK, he's passed away now, he's 82. But
Oh.
before he passed on, he's known me for years, you know, up and coming from before, you know, I took it on as a career as a dancer.
Mm.
And so by the time I moved to Ethiopia, and he said, you know, Zila, you should really think about having a product, like making a DVD to celebrate what you do, show people what you can do, and, you know, have something like a hard, you know, copy of what you do. Because I
Yeah.
used to create lots of you know, new choreography. I used to create work like a show reel, and I
Yes.
used to have them different ones all the
Mm-hmm.
time. So,
Mm.
when I sat down and thought about it, I thought I could make an instructional DVD
Mm.
that teach people how to, you know, dance reggae. Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
at the time, I was thinking, you know, that people are so interested in aerobics in Ethiopia, and also just trying to define what I do in terms of a style, because it's very high energy. Yeah, so I
Mm.
just thought, okay, aerobics, use aerobics, because that, you know, that is really what you know, the constant movement and the high energy is what aerobics is. So
Yes.
then I wanted to really incorporate that sports element
Yes.
into it. So to really use the traditional, like a aerobic style workout with
Mm.
the dance. So
Mm.
then comes the merging, you know, of the dance and sports.
Yes.
And at the time, you know, in Ethiopia, I was teaching West African dance because I didn't have my own, like, I was teaching West African dance. I was also like selling West African dance on the DVD, you
Yeah.
know, and people were always asking me, "Oh, is this your own? Is this your own work?" I said, "No, no,
No.
I'm saying like this is my friends. This is my friend's work." But I
Yeah.
used to teach it for them, you know, and stuff like that. I said, "No, yeah,
Yeah.
now is the time for me to have my own, you know,
Yeah.
DVD that I can say, this is my product, this is my class, and you know, to make it
And so
all."
to make it work
Yeah, for
for you.
me, and
And
people asking.
actually, yeah, because
Mm.
actually, when you were in Ethiopia, you managed to come to one of the conferences that I was happy to be facilitating, which is the
That's right.
Regenerations Conference, the international conference
Yeah.
where academia and practice come together. So
Mm.
we were very lucky to have you, and I think it was very exciting.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed the experience, and it's not so much about the numbers but the people in the room
Yeah.
and the sharing of new knowledge. So for me, I felt like Reggae-Robics was a new kind of thing, a new knowledge, which
Yeah.
will be quite an interesting one
Yeah.
to spread to the different people.
Yeah. So yeah. So I come to really from when I first started. You know, I made first version of the DVD in
Mm,
2015, and then I made a second edition. It's been a couple of years afterwards, but we have songs. The use of the songs in was mainly reggae
yeah,
music, but words that were saying motivational messages like "keep going, don't give up, you can make it, keep trying." Those kind of, you know, to
yeah,
help people along
yeah,
when they're working out, and it
yeah,
make it more enjoyable for them
yeah.
to have that encouragement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then so from going from that, and then also then now using artists, singers that will now make a special tune for me. So they'll say my name, yeah, in the song, and they you know, like a dub plate. You ask them to make a song for you, for me.
Mm.
So they
Yes.
made a song. So I've had singers now making songs for me for my
Oh,
workout.
wow.
And yeah, at times where they would ask me, so what words do you want me to include in the song? But what you find is that they would have a song that maybe they've just released. And so I'm using their same rhythm, but they make it special for me. So that people are already familiar with the song, but now they've made it InnerZeal Reggae-Robics and,
Wow.
and
And
Zela. So
Is that in Ghana that you're talking about?
no, that's looking at singers that I use from Jamaica,
Okay.
yeah, from the Caribbean. I've got
Okay.
one from Jamaica, yeah, a couple of singers from Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
one, based in California, but from Caribbean, Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Well,
and I've had a
that's
now
yeah. Well,
in
that's
Ghana.
global. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that I think when I hear that, I'm so excited in terms of the fact that that is actually cross-fertilization and that is
yeah,
exchange and that is a
yeah,
global exchange. And for me, I feel excited. It's a cross-fertilization of genres, music and dance. And I
yeah,
know that with our dances, um, music
yeah,
is integral to dance. And you're
exactly.
putting in this other extra element of aerobics, which is,
Yes,
as you said, movement and energy and kind of like health and well-being as well you know
right, right. Yeah.
yeah
So,
so
I've had um, yeah, singers from Switzerland as well. Got a
uh-huh
couple Swiss because I remember when I first launched Reggae-Robics, I used to go on a holiday trip to Switzerland, and a lot of reggae, there would be a lot of dancehall groups. So I
mm,
wanted to try my reggae aerobics on them and see how they respond to,
mm,
reggae aerobics as opposed to the, more mainstream dancehall
yes
style
mm,
movements. But
mm,
yeah, people really loved it. And then, I think definitely in Europe you have a more reggae festivals, and that's where I ended up touring and taking the reggae classes first
yes
to Holland. Yeah, workshops in Holland,
mm,
Switzerland. I was in Spain also. I went to a festival also in Italy. They had when they
yeah
had the biggest reggae festival in Italy.
yeah
Yeah, it's been around, but now I've come to really get more used to, having it as a formula that I can say, well, you know, I'm integrating the aerobics, but I want to make it so that they can't really tell that it's an aerobics move to a dance move.
right
So,
dance and
really,
movement
yeah.
yeah
So,
so if I can ask now now that you have this formula that you're doing reggae aerobics and it's gaining momentum. You're working all over the country, all over the continent, working with musicians, working with dancers, working with, people, sports people as well. Um,
yes,
um, what are I just want to talk about the health benefit that you've found and kind of like on the health and well-being side of it, what the advantages are, what to expect when you're part of that. And then afterwards, kind of like, because obviously now you've launched a website. Yeah.
yes,
And this
yeah,
is the channel that you're going to encourage and attract people to see your work, to be involved with your work. And congratulations for that,
yes, thank you.
because it's
Yeah,
it's it's come a long way, kind of that whole trajectory and the
that's right.
conversation that you've talked about. It's really come a
Yeah,
long way, and I'm really delighted for you that you now have your own website, because I think channels are very important and how to connect and contact.
yeah,
So can you talk a little
right.
bit about the health benefits of it and how who else you engage with, mothers and babies and all of that? Because I think it's for
Yeah,
everybody.
yes, that's right. Well, so as I started off reggae aerobics looking at the entire family and how, you know, making fitness fun for, you know, everyone in the family to just get up and, you know, have a good time together socially, emotionally. It's good when, you know, the younger children, you know, are doing something with their family. And yeah, as again, that was one of the workshops that I was giving live, you know, in festivals where it's like a family day out in the park and people are, you know, with their family doing the aerobics. So, you know, just creating that happiness that people are always laughing and just happy in the class. And, you know, yeah, and again, the side that I took on with Reggae-Robics, I also was doing some warm-up for a road race in Ethiopia. So they had a Women's Day, you know, the Women's International Day of Women. And they have a race of 15,000 women. Okay. And so I'll be there on the stage, giving them the warm up for regular.
Motivation. Yes.
Yes, and giving them that, just creating that excitement before they do that run for 5K, 5 kilometers.
Yes.
Yeah, again, you know, I think it's very much empowering, and it was for women and girls. And yeah, so and another thing is, when I was teaching in these international schools, one was primary school age, I would do activities. So the morning activity would be 10 minutes warming up in the assembly before they start their classes. And there's, you know, research has shown that if you spend like the minimum of 10 minutes doing something high energy, yeah, first thing in the morning, that is going to improve your concentration up to 2 hours. You know, so it improves, yeah, improves your concentration. And for especially, you know, primary school kids, that's helping them, you know, for their exams, and generally also, you know, secondary kids as well. So yeah, it's, you know, improving your brain, yeah, concentration, your health, emotional, yeah, at home with your family, socially, and, you know, emotionally. And so, you know, I've really just, you know, been focusing on the fitness and you know, exercise part of it, but I definitely want to look at incorporating, you know, I do already when I talk about, you know, not just the movement, but also about how when you exercise, it's better to have a, you know, a good night's sleep, you know, getting that enough rest so that, you know, you're not just, you know, yeah, doing your workouts on, you know, a few hours sleep. Those things that, you know, comes with the resting that comes because we are so active. I'm doing things, you know, that I'm experiencing. Yeah. So I have to, you know, remind myself that if it comes to you've only had a few hours sleep, then it's better to skip your workout for that day, because, you know, yeah, you know,
So you have to get your body ready in order to avoid injuries and get kind of
you're not on overdrive or burnout, you know, drink, and especially when I'm constantly here in the heat, you know, I have to be constantly drinking water, you know. um and I when I was pregnant 2 years ago, and I was still giving regular aerobics classes, like in my first trimester. I because basically when you're exercising, if it's something that your body is used to doing, you know, you're safe to continue, yeah, when you're pregnant. It's the same when you get up and you see a ballet dancer and she's pregnant and she's doing her pirouettes and things. We're thinking, why is she doing all that when she's sitting down and putting her feet up?
Yeah.
But body's used to doing that. So I know one of the safety things is that as long as you're used to doing it and you're not trying
Then
out
why not
something
do
new,
it?
then you can keep going when you're, pregnant.
Yeah.
So I did it up to a certain point. And then so now I've become more interested in, working with mothers, who just,
Yes.
still in the postpartum, just giving birth, want into exercising. They've seen me as I used to do like 10-minute workouts online, posting it on Instagram, holding myself accountable, 365-day workouts.
I saw your challenge. I see your challenge. I
this is
think
my
you do some challenges, in
that's
there.
right. I need to do my own
Exciting.
personal challenge. So
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh yeah, this is day 3 of 365 days.
Oh
And I
my
went
goodness.
through the whole year.
Yeah.
I went through the whole year online.
Yes.
So so I like working with, mothers. Some women have come to me and said they want to do certain exercises to strengthen and, get themselves back slowly into exercising.
Into fitness as well.
Yeah.
How do we get in touch? If you're in Ghana, yes, we have your website. We need to, how do we sign up? How do you engage with other people while you're in Ghana? How do you engage with us? If, because I'm calling from the UK. And of course, you're a member of the hub. So there's quite a lot of people in the hub, a lot of artists who would be excited to know that you can provide this service for them and they can engage with you.
Yes.
They want to experience something that you do.
So I have classes online at the Culture Shop. It's www.cultureshop/Zela.
Okay, we'll get that. We'll get that on the screen.
Yes.
And that will be fine for people to copy. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm there, and then I'm on a daily basis on Instagram at InnerZeal _Reggae_Robics.
Right.
And mostly, I'll showcase, some of the workouts that I do for Reggae-Robics, but I launch also monthly challenges. So it either be a fitness challenge, or a dance challenge. That, like people to, learn the moves and then post up, videos of themselves doing the challenge.
I can see that with many popular with the young people.
Yeah. So I have prizes, I have things that I'll give people if they do, get involved. And that is a good way for me to connect with people. And, giving out, fitness tips. And, so I also try to have interviews with people on the Instagram as well. Either fitness or mainly so far a lot of musicians that I work with for the reggae. But I like to connect with people there.
Well, that's great. There's a variety of things that you can, and of course, if you want to, people want to join with you, you're also a member in the hub, the Kalma Arts Hub, so they can join with you there. And we want to continue working with different artists, and we'll, this is one of the ways that we are spotlighting artists in Kalma Arts Hub. But we also want to we recently launched a manifesto, and it does have 5 recommendations of finding new ways of exchange globally, working with younger people, young leaders, but also, something to do with health and well-being, and also the education and training, finding different ways of education and training. And so there's a wealth of things that we are kind of talking about. And
Yes.
it's really exciting to know that you're part of this hub, and we will be
Yeah.
reaching out more. You will be reaching out more. We need to support each other. And it's been just a pleasure speaking with you.
Yes,
So,
yes, I'm always open to more collaborations because I
yeah,
feel that that's definitely one way to strengthen, each other.
yes,
And yeah, I'm finding that it's quite easy to be able to do that here also
yes,
from Ghana.
yes,
Yes, to collaborate because I'm,
yeah.
really focusing online, but my
Mm-hmm,
work is online
mm-hmm.
and also local here too. So I bring the local dancers, artists, to connect them online as well to the work
As
that I'm
well.
doing.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's really good because
Yeah.
I think there's also what we want to do is to bridge the gap between the diasporas, the different diasporas across the globe with the continent of Africa. And
Yeah.
artists or creatives like you are some of the, you're kind of like important to make that bridge happen.
Yeah.
And so for
Yes.
me, it's just inevitable. It's important that we do this and we continue to think of different ways to make sure that the artists are
Yes.
connecting across continents.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So very
any
thankful
last
again.
words? Any last words?
Um, no, just that it's a pleasure to be a part of Coma Hub as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Pleasure to have you,
yeah,
huh?
looking forward to you know launching forward with the community, which is
Yes.
online,
Mm-hmm.
worldwide.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have to keep it global because since the time of the lockdown, I think it's made it easier for artists to be online more.
Mm.
Not just in their own community, but you know,
Different
open
others.
embracing the community,
Mm.
yeah, globally.
And who
Um,
knows? Who knows? We might find you in different places, motivating people, kind of giving warm-ups and stuff. So we can
yes,
do that
yeah,
online or in
yeah,
person as well. So that's
that's
fantastic.
right.
So thank you
Yeah,
so much, Zela. You've had her here first. So continue to
yes,
follow Zila on Instagram and on her website. The writing is on the wall and we will put it on the screen. But do get in
right.
touch, with Zila or us at Karma Arts, and we will be able to connect you. Keep watching, Zila. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
yes. Thank you for today. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.